Good evening, everybody. This is Davey Jones from the Pizza Hut restaurant in Bucyrus with Coach's Corner West on the WQEL YouTube page. We're brought to you in part tonight by Adam Weisner, the Associates in Advanced Fiber Technology, Coach Tim Plumley, Mohegan Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation, Matt Studer, Spitzer, Chrysler Dodge, Jeep Ram Kia, just a mile east of the Richland Mall, Rob Lust at Edgefield Animal Clinic, Marion, Matt Ramsey, John Ziegler, Drew Young, Frank Heinlein, and everybody at Bucyrus Blades, serving worldwide markets since 1951, and Roger Brown at Winks Lock and Safe, South Poplar Street at West Warren, Bucyrus. We got Bucyrus Winford Buckeye. Bucyrus is up first tonight, and sitting in for Tim Plumley is Shane Kokensparger, who's the defensive coordinator. And you may remember Shane, who was also on the show last year as the head wrestling coach. And Shane, welcome to the program, and let's talk a little bit about that victory, or the loss to Colonel Crawford, 63-12. They are a very good football team, and Dan was talking to Tim after the game. I got some quotes here I'm sure that you can bounce off them. I intended them for Tim, but Crawford's depth is absolutely tremendous. They keep sending big bodies in all the time. They are coached very well, make very few mistakes, and boy, do they hit hard.
Yeah, thanks for having us again, Davey. But Crawford is very big. For the same size school, they have about 60 kids on their roster, while we only have about 35.
Mm-hmm.
So the nutrition of our bodies are wearing down when they can just keep replacing bodies after bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And then just keep punching us in the mouth over and over. And it does take a toll. Come third and fourth quarter, our heads are wore down. We're tired. They don't make many mistakes. They played a pretty clean game for the most part. They had a couple flags at the end. But you know, we stuck our head in. We didn't stop fighting to the very last whistle, and we'll continue to do that all year with what we have.
Crawford put 4 touchdowns on the board in the first quarter. Bucyrus did get a touchdown in the first quarter, and I got to be there for the first half of the game. And I got to say, the passing game for Bucyrus is very impressive. Not only does Malachi put the ball pretty much where they need to be to catch it, but your receivers catch the ball in traffic.
Yes, Malachi is very accurate. I think he's somewhere around 55% this year.
Boom, boom, boom. You say that right now. Malachi, 52.8%.
Okay. Joe Rager right now is one of the top receivers on our team. I believe he had 5 catches, 93 yards. They double-teamed Randy Banks a lot this past week by putting a safety over top of him as well as a corner on him.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of eliminated Randy from some of the game. Mason Gephardt is also another one of our top receivers. Blaine Bardo coming out of the backfield. So we are a very pass-heavy team. I know Coach Plumley really wants to be a 50-50 team, but you know, some of the
got to give what they take what they give you, though.
It is.
And really, Colonel Crawford wasn't giving you anything.
Right. It wasn't. It was a tough game. It was a tough game that, you know, we put our heart and soul into the week of prep, but you know, our kids were just outmatched by numbers and size.
All right. The touchdown to Joe Rager, the 27-yard pass. The thing I think was impressive, at least from inside the press box, is that Malachi, I think, hit Gephardt for a touchdown and got called back.
Yeah, it was to Randy Banks.
Yeah, okay.
It was to Randy Banks in the corner. It was called back on a holding call.
Right.
So we turned around, came back the next play, and threw it to Joe.
And see, everybody in the press box, nobody is looking into the line or the backfield when that goes on. And there were a lot of Bucyrus favorites up there in the press box. Right. And he catches the pass and made a nice catch, and then they see a flag. Oh my God!
Yes, being it was on our sideline, it was a holding call. We weren't going to dispute it. We just knew we had to get back on the horse and get the ball back in the end zone.
And that's exactly what you did.
Very next play.
That's exactly what you did the next play. I mean, in fact, Malachi goes, "Okay, let's do it again." And that's exactly what happened.
Absolutely.
And correct me if I'm wrong. It looked like that's very similar plays, just a different receiver.
I believe so. Coach Plumley calls all the offense.
All right.
I'm trying to coordinate what we're getting ready to do on defense, what subs we need to bring in, what we think Crawford's going to do on tendency reports and things like that. So I'm normally talking to someone up in the box, and we're trying to game plan for the next defense series. So Coach Plumlee takes a lot of the offensive play calling, and it may have been the exact same play. It may have been.
I was saying that's the exact same play, and I wasn't sure if it was the same receiver or not.
No,
it
was Randy the first time, and then Joe Rager the second.
All right, Malachi, 8 of 24, 1 pick. That was his first pick of the year.
It was, and it just happened to be a pick six. But a lot of those incomplete passes are misleading because a lot of them are throwaways. Avoiding a sack, he's throwing it out of bounds 20 yards down the field, out of bounds.
He almost threw it into the cornfield on the other side.
That's what Coach Plumlee teaches him.
Yeah.
Throw it as far as you can. With the new intentional grounding rules, Malachi's a very student of the game.
Yeah.
He completely understands the rules and knows what he needs to do to make it not be intentional grounding.
Yeah.
So being a student of the game has helped him in that aspect, so he's able to.
If you throw it right to the numbers of a lineman in the back, you're going to get called for the intentional grounding.
But as long as he's out of the tackle box,
and
ball goes across the line of scrimmage, we're pretty good.
Yeah, well, he made sure nobody caught it because it went deep into the sideline.
Yeah, I think he throws it I think he may throw it to Coach Plumlee every now and then on the sidelines.
Coach probably wouldn't be upset about that. You were mentioning Blaine Barlow. He rushed 8 times for 55 yards, and that's how good Colonel Crawford was.
It is. And I think one of his rushes was a 27-yard touchdown.
It said 39.
Okay, 39.
Yeah.
Blaine's fast.
And he got around the corner, too.
He did.
Man.
He's becoming a lot smarter of a runner. He's looking for the gaps, and he's filling them versus trying to bounce everything outside now. He's becoming a lot smarter of a football player to where he's able to see the hole versus just try and bounce it.
All right. Colonel Crawford, we were talking about their depth. 6 different guys rushing the football successfully.
Absolutely.
So how do you defend that, Coach? You're the defensive coordinator. How do you defend that?
So we had many different defensive calls on just to try to combat it. But their blocking schemes are pretty good.
Yeah.
Their front 5 or 6, 7 because they would run double tights. They would run tight with the sniffers, tight with the wing. We tried to combat it with different strategies, different defenses, different fronts.
314 yards of rushing for them. A total of 417 in the game. Likewise, you folks said 42 yards net rushing that, mainly because our quarterback took a lot of
It took a lot of sacks. But we have to be better at running the ball. If we're going to win more games, we have to be better at running the ball. And I know Coach Plumlee would say that is we have to be a 2-dimensional football team on offense. We have to be able to run, and we have to be able to pass effectively and efficiently.
All right. Well, you got the second part down pretty well, but it would be even better if they didn't. Okay, they're going to pass. We know they're going to pass. All right. All right, well, listen, we're going to break for a second. We're going to come back. We've got in the restaurant right now Logan Evans, Devin Deskins, and Jared Brown. Jared, right?
Jared.
Yeah, Jared. Don't call me Jared Brown, right? And we'll talk to these guys here in just 1 minute. Broadcast coverage brought in part by Elite Primal and Brad Simon at the Primal Insurance Group, Bucyrus and Galleon, Hannah Newton at Wendy's, downtown Bucyrus and Upper Sandusky, North Central State College, Mansfield, and the Crawford Success Center, Bucyrus, Tabitha Smith and everybody at Waycraft Industries, Rod Steiger and everybody at Pizza Hut, Bucyrus and Galleon, the host of our show since 1992. And the Burkhardt family at Burkhardt Farm Sales, your Case IH dealer on the Manette, New Winchester Road. We're going to go this way. Logan Evans, you get the mic. Devin Deskins and Jaron Brown. Logan, a junior, the center, and D-line. And talk to me a little bit about this ball game. Crawford, not only did Coach Kokensparger said they have twice as many kids on the team. They do have a tendency to wear you down a little bit, and they're pretty big and strong.
Yeah.
So, as the center, and you got to protect Malachi because you know he's going to throw the ball. So, tell me about your mindset for a game like this.
Well, I just tried to get off the ball as quick as I could, keep my hips in front of them, try not to turn sideways because they're fast. They had a pretty big one at nose, and then they had another fast one, smaller, but pretty quick.
Yeah.
So
Talk to me a little about the goals you have for the future. You got a big game coming up this week, and I'm not going to ask you to make any predictions or anything like that. But Upper Sandusky, this ought to be on paper, it looks like a pretty good match. What do you think?
I think it's going to be a good game. I do. I think we got a pretty good chance of winning.
All right. You also are on the defensive line, and we talked about how good Malachi is a quarterback. This is one of the guys that's got a little bit better numbers than Malachi, so you know he's going to be throwing the ball. So on the defensive line, what's your game plan, buddy? What's your mindset?
I don't know if I'm going to be playing too much D-line this Friday, but just try to follow the ball.
Follow the ball.
Yeah.
All right. You have some goals for this year as a team, as an individual?
Personally, I just want to get faster and stronger.
All right.
And as a team, just have more success.
All right, buddy. Appreciate you stopping by. Did a job. Well done. Devin Deskins, also a junior wide receiver and defensive end. Devin, are you starting in any of these positions?
No, I just rotate in.
You rotate in a little bit? All right, well, there's nothing wrong with that. You're only a junior. Yeah. And talk to me a little bit about being a wide receiver. Have you had a chance to catch a pass this year?
No.
Not yet?
No.
That's a goal, though, right? All right. So your defensive ends, what have you been playing mostly?
I played corner and safety.
Corner and safety? All right. Well, somebody told me defensive end. I won't blame anybody, but somebody told me defensive end. But corner and safety. So you're probably going to have your work cut out for you. All the corners and safeties, because this quarterback throws the ball.
Yeah, we're rotating in our secondary a lot more than any other position, I think. So because those are the guys who really need to stay fresh. They're running the whole field a lot. So we're all getting reps.
Talk to me a little bit about some of the goals that you have for this year, team goals.
I think we just need to find more success, working on the running game and defending the running game.
All right, buddy. Thanks for coming by. You did a job well done. And next is Jaron Brown. Jaron is also a junior O-line, D-line, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what you like better, offense or defense?
Personally, defense.
Defense?
But offense is pretty cool.
But you can know the plays, right? Talk to me a little bit about the game this week. I'm not asking you to say anything, make any rash predictions or anything like that. But on paper, this game is pretty even. So you gotta probably put your heart and soul into this game if you want to see some success.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good game, like Logan said. It might be a fair match.
All right.
That there was more.
On paper, at this point in time, the most successful quarterback in the league. And you're only halfway through the season.
Yeah, I agree.
So, agreed to talk to me about your mindset. What are you going to do? Especially you're on the D-line. What are you going to do?
Pursue the ball if they have to, or just try to get to them.
All right.
Before it goes off.
All right, buddy. Thanks for coming by. Job well done. We're going to break for a second. We're going to come back. We're going to talk to Coach a little bit about Upper Sandusky and talk a little bit about that passing game. And that all comes up on the show in just one moment. Our show, we're brought to you in part tonight by Lou Ann Krebs at River's Edge Embroidery, Screen Printing, Signs, Route 309, right across from the Marion Depot. Dr. Erica Schieber, Bucyrus Veterinary Services, 222 West Mary Street, Bucyrus. Dr. Thomas M. Britton at Club View Vision Center. Mike Kleinite, Ag Credit Residential Lending, Bucyrus, Mount Gilead, Marion. The Ohio State University in Marion, a Big Ten education close to home. Ted Coder, Monarch Body Shop up in Dutchtown, and Blythe Freedley and Todd McDougal at Freedley and Company Insurance in New Washington. Coach Kokensparger, let's talk about Bucyrus and Upper Sandusky.
It's going to be a battle. Last year, 23-20. Fourth down. They're on the 7-yard line. We know where they're going. They're going to their number one receiver. We put our number one cover guy, Randy Banks, on him. Randy picks the ball off, runs it back 60 yards.
Right.
We take the victory formation. We expect the same kind of game this week. It's going to be every bit of a grind. Their quarterback is almost at 1,000 yards already.
990 yards, 6 touchdowns, but he has 6 picks too.
We got to get pressure on him. We have to pressure him. Everybody knows it's obvious. Bucyrus likes to blitz.
Okay.
Where's it coming from? You don't know.
Because you're not going to tell anybody, right?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Where it's coming, what kind of coverage we're going to be in. You're not going to know.
Shake it up a little bit, though.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be
It's going to be fun.
It ought to be a good ball game.
You know, they
it's
have,
at Bucyrus.
It is not. It's at Upper Sandusky.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's at Upper. We were at Bucyrus last year.
All right.
They do have the two brothers, the Hill brothers, who are very good receivers.
All right.
I believe they are ranked 1 and 2, maybe 1 and 3 in receiving.
That's rushing and receiving. Yeah, you're right. 1 and 3.
1 and 3. Oh, and Gavin Fry is 2, and he's also theirs.
Yep. You got the top three.
But when your quarterback's throwing for 970 yards,
Somebody's got to catch it.
Someone's got to catch it. We have the defensive backfield to cover the receivers.
All right.
Our defensive line is definitely we're hurt. We lost Jake Green for the week. He's been a starter.
Is that the one who got hurt last week?
He did. He got hurt. So we're going to be
Concussion?
No, something wrong with his knee.
Okay.
So we're not quite sure.
Actually, knees can be more difficult than concussions.
So our defensive line will be rotating into that tackle spot, keep a
All
fresh
right.
body. We got 2 of them right here.
Right.
We got to stay fresh. We got to rotate in the defensive backfield because they're going to be throwing the ball. But more importantly, Holman scares us running. If you look at the Seneca East film, the third play from scrimmage was a 60-yard scamper to the end zone.
All right. Keys to success?
Play ball.
Play
Play
ball.
physical. Play fundamental. Do our responsibilities correctly. And even if we get down, we can't drop our heads. We have to stay focused. We have to stay motivated, and we got to come home with a victory.
All right. Good luck, Coach. Thank you so
sir.
much for stopping by. Good gentlemen, good luck as well. We'll be up with a win from part of the program coming your way on the WQEL YouTube page in just a few moments, right here from Pizza Hut, Bucyrus.